You know, something else, do you guys ever have like meetings with like the higher ups, like Nick Clearwater and those guys? If Nick is watching this video, Nick, you got to do something about these lights, buddy. I mean, look how fat and old I look under these lights. It's terrible. They're fluorescent lights. It's awful. We got to, Jessica's going to put in a request for some new lights. I can't film in here. Hey everybody, welcome back to Golf Test Dummy, the channel where I use my game to help your game. And this is week number 4, working with Jessica from the North Raleigh GolfTec facility. This is week number 4 in my GolfTec golf lesson review. I'm gonna show you some of my progress and some of the things that we worked on this week in the session in the studio. But the question that I have for you all today, and some of you out there that have taken golf lessons in the past, or if you're considering golf lessons in the very near future, you've probably asked yourself the question, are golf lessons actually worth it? I don't know, I just see these other golfers and they make what seems like these effortless swings, and so you know for a fact that it's technique. It's not anything other than technique.
That's good.
That's better, just further away. Making more of a swing at it.
166.
All right, that's better.
So when you hit those shots that feel bad, clanky, they're off the heel.
Yeah, well, and then you can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel the difference.
It like you said the S word earlier.
I didn't. Did I say it? I don't know if I said it. I think
borderline there.
Oh, that is very thin. Might have gotten too far away from it that time.
Because if you don't clear your left hip, your default is to move a little bit toward the golf ball instead of behind your body, instead of turning back.
Gotcha.
Kind of, for a lack of a better word, thrust a little bit toward the ball.
Right. I can feel that in my swing, yeah.
So I want your butt really to stay behind your heels and clear your left hip just a little bit more than you were, and just make sure that you're swinging and starting the ball to the right.
Standing up again, losing it. Yeah, I need to keep my butt back, you're right.
This one.
Yeah. I think that one's off the heel. See, this almost looks like back to the old swing here. That looks like I've regressed. So just really quick, I want to say that I've never had formal golf lessons before ever. I have taken some lessons from some online coaches and worked with them here and there, but never in person and ongoing regular basis, actual real live golf lesson with somebody who was there watching my swing, a traditional golf lesson from an actual golf coach. I've never done that before. I know that there are quite a few of you out there that are probably in the same boat, but I believe a lot of golfers have had at least 1 or 2 golf lessons, if not several, over the course of their golfing career, and everybody's got their opinions and their little tidbits of wisdom that they like to share about how to make the most out of your golf lessons. And maybe a lot of you out there, you think that they're totally not worth it. They're all just a bunch of snake oil salesmen. But anywhere along the entire spectrum of where you fall on are golf lessons worth it, this video might change your mind a little bit. You can see in the beginning of this video when I'm working with Jessica on this week's sort of changes that we're trying to do and track my progress, I kind of got down on myself. I started to feel really defeated, and I felt like, you know, what am I doing? These are some simple changes that she's asking me to make. She's showing me on video. She's giving me excellent guidance. All of the data, all of the numbers, everything I need. She's giving me explanations as to why I need to be making these changes. And she's putting my video up against other golfers to try and do a comparison with those golfers. I'm getting everything that I need to try and help me progress. And still, when I feel like I'm making these big sweeping changes that feel completely different from anything I've ever done before, I look back on video and I just don't notice that big of a difference to my eye. And that just felt like a good swing. But then when you watch it on video, it's hideous. Yeah, it's not much better there, you're right.
But I hear you. I know what you're searching for.
It's just not good. That's just the old crap.
In that camera, and hit a ball as you're feeling that instead of doing a practice swing. So in your downswing, I want to see this elbow longer.
So like,
yeah.
ooh, that felt good. It probably didn't do it. You know, fades never made sense to me because you're on an incline plane this way and everything is swinging like that. For a fade, this is my brain. That's a fade. Usually later in the lesson toward the end, I'll ask Jessica the same sort of question. I'll say, you know, do you feel like I'm actually doing something here? Do you think that I'm making progress? And then she'll bring up a video and she'll put the numbers to it and she'll compare me side by side with maybe last week or go all the way back to week number 1. And the difference is stark. Check this one out. So it has come quite a long way. On the right is the start, and then this was the last swing I just made. So I guess it is getting better. This one's going to be it. This one's going to be the one. All right. Just back here, restrict the hips, and then just boom, fire away and pull it.
Out to in, led by turn, keep the face open. Ooh, that was good.
Better?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I stayed more over it. A lot of people were saying in the previous video, they were talking about restrictions and injuries possibly, and how these guys are younger. All the models that we put up on the TV, they're all younger, and how older people with less flexibility can't do that. And look, I just want to say, to try and be clear, I've done lots of reviews of alternative swings that are supposed to be easier on the body, but what we're working on here, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be to the pro level 100%. What I'm trying to do is improve my numbers. What Jessica was just saying was that if I get to 20 or 22 and it's not the 35 or 40 that I wanted, that's okay, but I had zero at impact, and that's bad. So we're just trying to improve it, right?
Yeah.
And get better.
Yep.
Okay.
It won't be the same for everybody. A lot of people I teach turn too much, so I'm going to actually teach them to have 0 at impact.
Exactly.
Could be the exact opposite in the next lesson I teach. But right now,
yeah,
we have to get you more open so that you can stay in your right spine angle golf swing.
And a lot of this, she was saying off camera, was a lot of the things that we're doing is trying to keep you in that same spine angle so you're not standing up or going down after it. You're maintaining that spine angle and turning around it so that you can have the consistency that you're looking for. Now, inevitably, most people who take golf lessons, they reach a point, usually pretty early on, and they stop taking the lessons. They drop out, they quit, they give up. It might be a couple of lessons, it might be after one lesson, it might be after several weeks or even a few months. But ultimately, I would have to say that if you were trying to find the reason that the majority of golfers stop taking lessons, it's because they feel like they're either A, not getting anything out of it, or B, they're actually getting worse. They might lose distance, they might lose consistency, their shot shape might totally change to something they don't like, the strike patterns might be way off, and overall they just feel like I'm getting worse. And they go out to try to play golf probably too early, before those swing changes have had a chance to take effect. And they end up getting really discouraged and they revert back to their old ways. And you know, if your old ways are working for you and you really just don't feel like putting in the time and the effort and really trying to make an actual absolute change, then golf lessons may not be for you. It is a commitment and it is work. When you go to the coach, they're not just going to snap their fingers or give you some magic pill. They're going to give you the direction and the guidance that you need for you to come home and work on your game before your next lesson. You have to put in the work and the effort. And inevitably, a lot of people that take golf lessons end up dropping out. And it's true. You might see, in fact, it's probably likely that you're going to see your distances fall off, your strikes being off, you're going to feel really strange, your body might actually get a little sore because it's moving in different ways than it's used to. But if you give it time, and if you trust your coach and you feel like you've got a good coach, if you have the ability to put your beginning and where you are now up on video side by side, I bet you'll see a bigger difference than you actually thought you had, as is with the case with me. Every time I get a little bit discouraged, Jessica will pop up my original video and pop up my new video where I am this week. And I always see that glaring difference that I am actually making real changes in my golf swing. But you do have to have some sort of internal fortitude, some sort of inner sort of self-discipline to stay the course and keep staying focused on your target and realize that you are getting better. It's just not going to come overnight, and it is going to take work, and it may very well get worse before it gets better. What can I do to stop that? Is there a surgery? Is there some sort of torture device that'll...
Use your body to do it, okay?
Okay. All right, that's terrible contact.
It faded.
Yeah, but it did fade.
Let's see how that affected your turn.
All right, let's see.
24 degrees of hip turn.
All right.
30 shoulder turn. And higher on the swing plane, coming in more neutral, which is going to straighten out your ball flight.
Yeah.
And you're doing it by body rotation, not with your hands or the club face. Okay. Those are the best numbers we've seen.
I hope this helps. If you're considering lessons, I hope at least you'll make a commitment to it rather than just quitting after a lesson or two, and stay the course. See if you can make a real change. Give it an honest to goodness full effort to try and effect real change in yourself. And after several months, if you haven't been able to really move the needle at all, and it's still worse than it used to be before you started, then at least you've given it your best shot, and you know for certain that you were probably better off on your own path, or maybe you were barking up the wrong tree with this. Anyway, hope this helps, guys. If you like this video, if it helped you at all, please leave some comments and a thumbs up down below. It really helps the channel. Check out the links in the description down below. Click on my Amazon link to make all of your Amazon purchases. It costs you nothing. You sign up for nothing. It helps support the channel so I can continue to bring you great content like this, and I'll see you next week.